Believe it or not every single axolotl you see who's missing its gills is morphing. In fact, most of them aren't. In most cases, it's just a result of bad parameters and long-term neglect. Axolotls are neotenic animals, which means that they can sexually mature while still technically in their juvenile form. It also means their thyroid hormone signaling is suppressed, which is usually what would trigger their metamorphosis. Now, there is a small minority of axolotls with unusual hormone regulation who can go through metamorphosis. A lot of those axolotls will share tiger salamander DNA, which will make it a little more likely, but this is still very rare. In other rare cases, external interferences like exposure to iodine or thyroid hormones can also cause morphing. What a lot of people don't understand is that these substances are not what creates the ability to metamorphose. They only work on individuals who were already physiologically capable of it. But with most axolotls, such exposure will not result in morphing. It will result in stress and death if it's forced. Now, despite that, one of the most common comments you'll see on online posts featuring neglected axolotls who are losing their gills is the suggestion that they might be morphing. These comments are usually left in good faith, but are almost always unhelpful and, in many cases, delay a proper diagnosis and treatment. This misconception is especially common with newcomers because stories of morphing axolotls are exciting and widely shared online. The problem is when that rare information is learned before people know what a sick or a neglected axolotl looks like in the first place, and then they want to offer advice on it. True morphing does not just present as gill loss alone, it will be a coordinated set of full body changes that you'll see at the same time. These changes can include bulging eyes due to the skull narrowing, which causes their mouth shape to look more like a typical salamander or frog's mouth instead of the wide smile that we're used to with axolotls. They'll grow eyelids, and their dorsal fin will recede, leaving them with a more rounded and muscular tail. Their limbs will become longer and stronger, and they'll spend more time standing, actually weight-bearing, instead of just sitting on their belly with their legs splayed out. Their toes will also get longer while the webbing between them recedes. They'll gulp air and swim around the surface of their tank more often, even in water with safe parameters. As their skin thickens, you'll see changes to their mucus layer as they just don't need to rely on it as much anymore. And morphing most often occurs during early development, typically between being a juvenile and a subadult, so around 6 to 12 months. If an axolotl is not showing any of these additional signs, there is no reason to suggest that it might be morphing. Accuracy matters more than speculation on this topic, considering the majority of the axolotls in this situation will not be morphing, they'll just be very sick and need help.